Went to do business the other day and left my phone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Seeshow, and I'm your host, Mr. C. I went to do business the other day and left my phone. Tell you how that went. But before I do, a special guest joins us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Invisible Woman.
Hello.
Well, hello, Invisible Woman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Very good. Long time no see. Well, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Well, but first, I got to tell you something.
Yes.
Invisible Woman, you have something that all women would probably fight for, tooth and nail.
What is that?
Clear skin. I mean, you've got really clear skin. You have friends and associates that have cell phones, right?
Yes.
And you ever been around them and they said, well, they had left their phone or lost it or something like that?
Yes, several times.
And what did they do?
Oh, the first thing
let me tell you. Did you know the cell phone technology has been around ever since the 1940s? As early as 1948, cell phone technology has been available, but hasn't been available to the masses until, recently. But the technology for cell phones has been there for decades. What did your counterparts do when they realized they had left their phone?
They panicked. They got very anxious.
Wow.
They were disoriented. So, yeah, they panicked.
Wow, just by not having their phone.
By not having that phone.
Well, let me ask you this. You have a cell phone, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I bet you don't get much call for selfies, do you? But you do have a cell phone. You got an account that you pay on a regular basis.
Yes.
That's admirable of you because, seeing as how you're invisible, you could just go up and take a phone you wanted one.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be right.
No, it wouldn't be right. So you're an above board and honest person.
Yes.
Have you ever left your cell phone someplace?
Yes, several times.
How'd you feel?
Okay, the first time I felt anxious. I as a matter of fact, the first time I panicked myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, panicked to the point that I felt like, I had lost my best friend.
Wow.
I turned around and went back and got my phone. Initially, I panicked because I don't have my cell phone. What am I going to do? And after a few seconds, I collected myself and I was able to
carry on.
I was able to calm down. I calmed down and realized that it wasn't as critical or such an emergency as I thought it was.
Well, your reaction seems to be a pretty average about what a lot of people go through when they realize they don't have their phone.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Right.
So, I don't think you're by yourself in that. Even though you are invisible, I think a lot of people would share that anxiety that you had when you had left your phone.
And after I left my phone, maybe the second or the third time, I realized that it's a psychological condition that I may have been experiencing, such as a no more phobia.
Oh, wait a minute. A psychological, you mean a clinically identified condition about not having a cell phone?
Exactly.
And what is it called?
It's no more phobia. And it's a psychological condition when people have a fear of being detached from mobile phone connectivity.
Whoa. So they've identified something in this process.
It, and it has symptoms.
Wow.
No more phobia. Some of the symptoms are anxiety, which I experienced.
Right.
Agitation.
Right.
Sweating. Disorientation.
Gee, sweating. Wow.
Changes in breathing. And sometimes that accelerate the heartbeat.
Wow, Invisible Woman, sound like you be going through some pretty normal everyday stuff.
I did.
Well, I can tell you what happened to me when I went out to do business and I realized I didn't have my cell phone. The first thing I thought of, well, how can I turn this car around? How quickly can I turn this car around? Go back and get my phone. My second thought came in immediately after and said, I don't need to get the phone. I can go ahead and do my business and run my errands without it. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't use the cell phone as a source of information when I had to do my business. I used my memory. I thought about it. I had no problem. And then when I went to do my errands, same thing. I just went about my business. Now, true enough, as soon as I got home, I checked my cell phone. Not gonna lie to you about that. But just detaching for that hour or that 2 hours was a good thing.
Right.
And
right.
realizing I didn't need it. Well, we can talk ourselves into keeping a cell phone. And let's be honest, a cell phone is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And also in the case of an emergency, there are very useful things that can mean the difference between life and death. But I don't know about you, Invisible Woman, but how many times is the information you get on your phone a genuine emergency?
Not often. Not often. And the times I did leave my cell phone, there was no emergency.
Right.
And I realized when I left it the second time, and after I panicked and I calmed down, I realized that phone is nothing but an attachment. Our personalities and our consciousness that we must
consciousness.
Have. Yes, that we must have that cell phone. We must have it, and if we don't have it, it's almost like committing a crime.
Well, it's interesting. You could be talking about something and go pick up your phone, and the phone is talking about the same thing you were talking about. You didn't put anything in the phone. So the phone can pick up on a conversation you may be having, even though you're not talking to or in the phone. I found that fascinating. Yeah, maybe it's some kind of a tracking device.
And that's the other thing I was going to say. It's a tracking device. And as you said, my cell phone, just as of today, I can have my cell phone with me, and I can go out to the car or wherever I'm going, and I'll get an alert. And that alert will tell me the place that I'm going, the anticipated place. Not only the location and the address, but it tells me how long it takes me to get to that destination.
And you didn't ask it to tell you?
I did not ask anything. It's just the fact that I have it in my hand or I have it on me.
And to think about you invisible,
yes.
and yet the phone has all this information on you. That's amazing. Well, I tell you what, if you being invisible can be tracked and have your information put out there, then I know the rest of us can.
That's right.
But there's hope for all of us. You don't have to have that cell phone all the time. Just put it down for a few minutes, a few hours, maybe a few days at a time. See how you feel.
That's right.
You'll adjust and you'll be in balance and you'll be just fine.
That's right.
It's an artificial narrative. It's a part of life. It's a part of our system. But you ain't got to have it so much. You certainly don't need to panic if you don't have it. Exactly. This is the Seeshow. But first, I want to thank our special guest this evening, the Invisible Woman. The Invisible Woman. Is she still in here?